Nunu getting locked in as that last pick for Georgia College there in the jungle. That's the first time.
Yeah, it's the first time. So I'll give you the general rundown here. On the side of USC Aiken, we have, for their bands, they banned Caitlin, Tristana, Corky, Sejuani, and Galio.
So who are they really going after there?
Right there, they were really banning out Nick, our 80 carry, who inevitably picked Twitch, which is a phenomenal pick with Lulu because of the teamfight AoE capabilities.
And the thing is, they also left up Zaya, and Zaya is one of Nick's favorites. So you might have banned out the Tristana and the Caitlin, but like, I mean, he's obviously happy on the Twitch because he didn't pick Zaya.
Exactly, he chose Twitch over Zaya. So that also may have been just the priority of picks. They saw Aurelia was open and they had to take it again. That's 2 games in a row Kyle's gotten it. That's more than, Jesus. Like,
yeah, that's more than any time this season. Anytime this whole entire season combined.
Yeah, Kyle is loving himself.
He's gonna have a good week.
I just walked into their room to talk to them, and Kyle is like, he is just so happy. He is so happy. First of all, he felt he didn't get to unleash the true potential of his Aurelia.
Okay. So some redemption on the line in this game.
Okay, that's what he said. And I walked in and said, okay, but you were ahead by over 100 CS.
You won
CS
the lane.
Being creep score,
you won
how
the
many
game.
minions you've killed. You pressure that top lane, and you put that gangplank 6 feet under.
No, yeah, but then I guess he wanted a better matchup for himself, so they went ahead and they target banned their top laner. I mean, they banned away the gangplank, and they banned away the Gnar. So they're really going after USC Aiken's top lane.
Definitely, and you can see that we banned Zyra again because their support is a one trick, and
you might be a 2-trick. I'm only playing Thresh after that.
Yeah, well, I mean, he probably gets that same sort of feeling that Kyle gets with Aurelia, where he's not really able to play it because everyone just bans him out. So we can see, just going back to the picks, we have Alawi in the top lane for USC Aiken, Amber Lights. And following that for the jungle, we have X-Cookie XX playing Jarvan 4. And the color yellow playing Malzahar in the mid lane. Followed by Saki OG playing Jinx once again. And easy plays on Thresh for the support. And going to GCSU, we have Kyle playing Aurelia in the top lane. And we have Anthony playing Nunu in the jungle. John once again playing Zoe in the mid lane, such a strong pick. And we have Twitch in the bot lane being played by Nick, and Lulu once again being played by Noah.
We were kind of talking about that early game synergy, between John and Anthony. And what Sean right beside me was telling me actually was that this is, Anthony's first time on the GC stage not playing Sejuani. He's playing the Nunu, so...
He's playing the slaps, dude.
We're going to see. I mean, it's a different play style. I think Nunu's probably a little bit harder, actually, than Sejuani is. So,
dude, no. You walk up, you give him clap.
But how do you get to them? That's the thing. I mean, closing the gap with Sejuani, she has that good CC.
You just put on your Blood Boy. How do you get away from
Nunu?
The boots on? He's got like a 70% slow. You build like swiftness on him or Merc treads regardless.
Probably the snowball is just OP with Nunu?
It's a 2-second cooldown. What do you mean? It's a 2-second cooldown of 50% slow that lasts longer than 2 seconds. There's no point in that late game. You can't even get away from him. The dude walks up, he blood boils, which gives attack speed and move speed, which is going to be incredible for Twitch. On top of the Lulu attack speed and move speed, Twitch is going to be zooming and shooting like 50 shots a second.
They need the Nunu, dude. The Nunu is actually going to be everything 100%. To them, though, because he's going to be all their initiation. So how far can you live by the Nunu?
The thing about the Nunu is there's not really much you can do about this Nunu because, if you want to jump on Twitch, you're going to have to use the Jarvan ult. Okay, use the Jarvan ult to do that. Nunu is just going to lay his ult down, and you're going to be sitting right in the middle of that thing. Fully charged Nunu ult, that will do, even if he is full tank, that will do roughly 2,000 damage to you.
But the thing is, Nunu has to get to the position. That's my only problem, man. The Nunu has to get to the position and when she can ult the whole team.
But he doesn't. He doesn't have to get to that position. All he has to do is stand on top of the 80 carry, and the enemy team will get in that position for him. Because the thing is, hands down, if you don't go for the Twitch, that's it. You lose. Hands down.
Oh, yeah.
They're playing a team comp based around Nick right now. And there's not really much. Look, and you can also see based on the runes and masteries that he took, he has fleet footwork. So any type of damage that he does, he builds up a charge and heals him and gives him move speed. He's going to have so much move speed this game. Plus he's going to have Aurelia for hard engage and Nunu for the slows.
That's all the CC, though. And he comes the other side. I mean, they got the Alawi, who was in great CC, but then you got the Jarvan, you got the Malzahar, you got the Jinx, and you got the Thresh. They have so much CC.
But you know what you're missing? The Lulu ult.
You don't have a lot of sustain. You don't have that protection, that shield like
You're right.
that. But
we have a huge Lulu shield, a massive Lulu shield. With a polymorph, you can polymorph Malzahar to stop that.
To stop the ult?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's powerful.
Yeah. Exactly. So, you know.
They're about to get into the game here. Let's go ahead and bring up the scoreboard. Take away the chat so we can go ahead and see that. Stuff for our viewers. All right, let's go ahead and look at the game. Woohoo.
Take those time controls away, too. Oh. I think
Here we go. Blue side versus red side. Skirting out.
Skirting out, and now we can see that the tables have turned, having Georgia College on the red side and USC Aiken on the blue side.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
USC Aiken having nice distribution across the jungle, making sure Georgia College doesn't pull a cheeky invade. Twitch dancing.
I mean, I haven't seen anything from Georgia College thus far. I mean, nothing cheeky in the early game, but maybe they're just saving it for the end of the season tournament, dude. Maybe they're just saving all the tricks.
Maybe people will feel safe, you know, and then suddenly, boom. Also, I'd like to point out to our stream the nicest mouse pad that one could possibly buy. This is the MacBook Pro. Best mouse pad in existence. Only $1,000 if you would like one.
Get yours today. Nice, Innovation Station. Surface. The Innovation Station.
Yeah, get it at the Innovation Station. So
inside the Anadilla Library, man. That's right, on the campus of Georgia College. Shameless plug.
Beautiful, beautiful mouse pad. This is what I've been using to direct the camera all game. So
if we can use it, you can use it.
It's only $1,000. That's pocket change, chump change.
Especially to college students, man. Especially to the college students.
We can see
I'm really expecting John to kind of tear this mid lane open like he did last time, though. I mean, we'll see. Obviously, it's not a given.
A lot of damage from Malzahar. A level 2 gank.
Oh, maybe they're just trying to put some early pressure on him. It's going to take a lot to get to him.
Jarvan actually damaging him and doing a little bit to him, but taking a ton of minion damage.
John took a lot of damage there.
Not doing too much. Yeah, he did actually, but
having to pop both his potions, or
no,
what's
he popped one potion and he also used his heal. So summoner very early on from John.
Well, I think he had not used the heal though. He would have been in trouble.
Well, I think they realized that if they don't put a lot of pressure mid lane, things aren't really going to end up too well because you have to pressure John. He's just too strong on Zoe to not pressure. Malzahar being a pretty good pick into Zoe being able to kind of negate a lot of that damage.
I think maybe that's why they went with the Jarvan this time instead of the Jax. The Jarvan's going to, give you a little bit more of an early game attack.
Yeah, the gank pressure from the Jarvan is going to be pretty good.
I mean, that was a big difference maker in the first game. I mean, Anthony's ability on the Sejuani last game to get that early game pressure and to burn those flashers and those summoners and get that early game kill. I mean, that really opened the game up for Georgia College and gave them the early game momentum.
Most definitely. There was so much pressure from Anthony last game. I think they kind of realized that they had to ban the Sejuani. Things were not going to end up too good for them. John taking a little bit of damage. Twitch, kind of playing back. These lanes are kind of even. John once again ahead in CS, but not as much.
Oh, look at the Nunu. What's going on there?
Nunu coming into the mid lane. A lot of damage on the Malzahar. Up in the top lane, we can see that not too much is going on. Pretty even in CS. No one really taking too much damage. And we're actually 200 gold behind them, 100 gold behind them, at this time, but that's being the difference in jungle CS, which pretty big. Jungle does a lot of damage. Malzahar flashing actually, and John being able to pick up that flash.
Oh, so that's a big deal.
Yeah, now having 2 flashes. Well, first blood in the bot lane.
Missed the first blood. The bot lane. It might be another kill.
It might be a double kill in the bot lane. This is to be expected.
The flash coming out though instead. He's going to survive. That's good though. But Georgia College, I mean, coming into this game, I mean, we talked about it earlier. The way that USC Aiken wins is through their bottom lane. And if they're going to put a lot of pressure from the jungler into the mid lane on John, I mean, there's going to be a ton of pressure then, on Kyle. Not like map pressure, but just a ton of mental pressure on Kyle to make sure he plays the way that he needs to play so that Georgia College can still have that momentum.
Because Alawi being very strong in team fights, doing a lot of damage. Not quite enough knock down Kyle, but still, we can see the bot lane roaming to get that scuttle crab while it's pushed in. This giving Jinx quite the lead, you know, a pretty dangerous lead in this game, something that we don't really want to see.
Especially because Twitch's early game isn't that strong, and so I mean it's best to try and go even in the early game, and then you know you'll outscale them. Even at Jinx, you'll be able to outscale.
You will outscale Jinx.
Yeah.
Twitch with it all. You will outscale. Malzahar throwing back a little bit of damage.
John's got the level advantage though, so
Slight level advantage, yes. But
as long as Malzahar isn't 6, he can't really do that much. Like, he's gonna be able to do a little bit of damage, but not a ton. Oh man, Kyle wants to scrap a little bit.
Kyle's trying to scrap, yeah. Aurelia being pretty strong in the early game compared to Allow. You can see that he's already like slightly ahead in CS. John being ahead 10 CS, as most games he typically is. But Aurelia taking a lot of damage in that top lane. Nunu looking for a gank bot lane, but most likely not going to find anything.
I mean, the Jarvan's there too, though. So if they
Yeah, Jarvan leaning bot side, they're clearing out that ward.
oh, they're crazy.
They're crazy. They are a little crazy.
They're gonna bring him in. Oh, the Nunu's nowhere to be seen. He's not close to the help. The Twitch is gonna die.
Nick falling once again. Oh, getting the flash, but still having that, you know, that bot pressure. Good play, overextension by Nick. You know, the thing
I mean, it was the Thresh. I mean, I don't even know the Thresh knew he was zoning off the Nunu, but he zoned off the Nunu.
It was a greedy play by Nick. He should have known better. They didn't have a ward in that tri-bush, and he stepped up and he got punished for it. And the thing is, there's a lot of pressure on Nick this game. You know, Nick has to stay on top of things and not let the team down. Thresh having a lot of pressure here too, with that lantern being able to pull Jarvan in, but hold BF sword ahead on Jinx. But a little bit of counter jungling by the Nunu to sort of kind of punish that bot lane. But you know, not really too much that can go on here.
And the bot lane is going to have to need some assistance from the Nunu. The Nunu's going to have to cheat down to the bot lane and really help them out, or else they're going to lose that tower very soon. I mean, Jinx is very good at pushing down towers with that minigun. So
there's not the gank pressure from Nunu. There's just not that much. Nunu is more of a counter jungler. He's more of an annoyance than anything. You can't really do too much about a Nunu.
He's trying to get the counter ganks in. He just can't seem to find anything. Uh-oh, Kyle might be in trouble here.
Kyle might be in trouble, but we do have 2 people roaming top, so
we're gonna be able to clean that up.
Yeah, that's actually a 1v1 right there. Aurelia.
Well, look at the bot side. They're taking the dragon.
Bot side taking dragon. Yeah, they're definitely punishing them for that, but they will lose their blue buff because of that. So it is not. And it looks like they're going to potentially be stealing our blue buff. Their team taking the dragon. Johnny should be kind of aware of the fact that they may want to steal that blue, but
they might not know what's up. I mean, they should know what's up considering the timers, but they're just not going to go for it. Nick's going to have to play safe here. Nick and Noah are going to have to play safe here if we're going to have a chance.
Definitely. They have to just win this lane out. A fight, a little bit of a scrap in the mid lane. John pressuring him. John not following his typical trend of being, you know, extremely far ahead in CS. Malzahar having a very easy time CSing in lane though, just kind of putting his Q on the wave, letting it chop it down. But we can see, you know, there isn't really too much.
Uh-oh. Nick's in trouble. Getting hooked, getting snared.
Hooked, snared,
no flash.
a lot of damage. But the Lulu ult coming in.
Gosh, the Lulu ult.
But massive damage.
Oh,
the counter hourglass.
Here comes the Nunu.
Here comes the Nunu, and this is exactly what
gonna be able to turn this one around.
This is exactly what we were talking about. Giving Nick the kill, allowing him to take that kill. A phenomenal decision, honestly, because this game is all about getting Nick fed. And honestly, he is a kill behind. Oh no, he's not.
They really stepped on that Lulu damage there, I think, actually.
Yeah, no, people really. Dude, I hate. That's what I'm talking about. The fact that you can use those skills for damage and defense.
Oh, they're going back in.
Going back in. They want this.
Slow.
They want this.
Out of position.
The slow. They want it so bad.
Nick they put out a ton of damage. They polymorphed him. Okay, they're gonna at least get the stopwatch out.
Oh, they're good.
That's still pretty.
They got the flash. They got the flash.
A
little bit overextended. Wow, that was a big chunk of damage.
Come on, Twitch isn't exactly a tank. Malzahar's gonna get away.
A teleport from the Zoe.
I mean, Zoe's been able to get all their free CS. I mean, he's about 13 up now.
Yeah, Malzahar gonna miss a ton of CS here. Another 1v1 in the top lane by Kyle. Really strutting his stuff. I'm sure he's really loving this game right now.
I mean, because like you said last time, Kyle, he was kind of missing out, not thinking he did the rally correctly.
A big chunk of damage. Jarvan sitting in the bot side. I think they know something's up. They're kind of leaning back a little bit. They're going to back. They need to back right here. They should not stay. That Jarvan is really looking to get some. He's a little bit thirsty. Rotating back up. I still do not think they know. A lot of damage. Oh, Nick gonna fall here.
Oh, no.
A flash out. A flash out, but still
enough.
falling. Not enough. Jarvan being a pestilence this entire game. And a 1v1 in the mid lane from John.
Whoa.
Barely, though.
John barely escaped.
It
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
This is actually really, really bad for that Malzahar. Getting a failed roam to the bot side, followed up by a instant solo kill as he TP's back into lane. This is just...
Oh, yeah, it was his TP.
Yeah, so he is just losing waves upon waves upon waves.
Yeah, that's a mid lane advantage for us right there. And the top lane is taking advantage. I mean, then that double kill in the bot lane, that helped out immensely, too, even if Nick only got one of them.
He's expected to lose a full wave. A lot of damage, but once again, another...
Oh, man, Jinx right there picking up a kill.
Yeah, Jinx picking up another. This is going to be...
Oh, but the Thresh!
Thresh potentially falling. Close. Thresh almost falling. Jarvan going to pressure this bot tower down, actually. Jarvan not having ultimate, but still a lot of damage could be potentially done. They need to stay a little bit back. This is pretty risky for Nick to stand here. That's why he's sitting in the bush. He knows he has no right to step up here.
Oh, that tower's going to fall, though.
That tower is not going to fall. He's going to just slow him. He has his ultimate. Worst comes to worst, if that Jarvan goes in on him, he has the ability to pressure him.
Oh, he should have ulted earlier.
He should have ulted way earlier. But he actually may be able to get this Jinx. Oh, he gets the Jarvan. He gets the Jarvan with the bleed, but they do take the first blood. But Nick actually being a lot faster could potentially get that
If he was really trying to chase, he would, but the Thresh is there to set for him up. I don't know if he's really trying to chase it. They're more just a zoning. Oh, this Malzahar is in trouble, dude.
Malzahar getting slowed, but just slightly out of range. Kyle out CSing by roughly 30. In the top lane, 26 to be precise, but... we can see that he is just really, really strutting his stuff. Nearly finishing his Triforce, which once he gets that, that's just going to be a disgusting power spike. But even though we are ahead 2 kills, you can see we're only ahead 300 gold. A lot of damage being done to John. Malzahar still having his ult. John still having actually nothing. Thresh kind of throwing a lantern to, fear him. A little cheeky ult coming in the mid lane trying to catch John. But, not going to happen.
John's just going to take a little sidestep. Like he almost like he knew.
He knew what that was trying to do. We can actually see that, in the top side right here, we may see a little tower dive coming up pretty quick. But Nunu just instead deciding to counter invade as a Nunu does.
I mean, Nunu's doing good.
Look at the CS difference. The amount of damage being done right now is... not too much that allows.
I mean, to be fair though, the Jarvan has had a pretty large role in the game in the laning phase so far. He's kind of been all over the map.
Yes, you're right. But something you're not really looking at is look at the kill participation. John just throwing down the exhaust, dodging that.
Oh, not bad.
Not enough. It was just not enough. It was close. Kyle coming in for big damage, but getting exhausted. Thresh taking a lot of damage here. Once again, just getting slowed relentlessly. Nick coming in, a lot of damage.
Oh my God, the Nunu ult.
The suppression onto... Oh, this is not good. This is not good.
How much damage can Nick put out? He has no more frontline, though.
Nick has no damage. Nick has no damage. He's behind in CS. He's behind 30 CS. This is a very, very bad position for Georgia College. Lulu, not even in the picture. Sitting bot lane by herself. Horrible positioning.
And right there, that was pretty bad for Georgia College.
Very bad.
Granted, the kills got put onto the Jarvan, though, so it definitely could have been worse. The Malzahar got one as well, but I'm not really worried about the Malzahar, him being down. No, he's only down 10 CS now, so maybe he actually
we can see that they're about to rotate to that dragon, so going to have to concede it. Kyle actually TPing into his death, picking up a kill, though, finishing his Triforce. Nunu not even trying to smite steal this, not even worth it. Ahead by 20 CS. Jinx picking up the dragon. 2 Cloud Drakes. 2 bad Drake spawns, actually.
They'll take what they can get in USC Aiken. Georgia College might be in trouble here. That Thresh just hit some hooks today, but that one not so much.
He's got some mobility boots. He is zooming around this map. Thresh is. If we click on Thresh, we can see his move speed is 480.
Are they going for Rift?
Yeah, they're going for Rift, which may be a little greedy of a play. Thresh hitting that hook. I don't think he should follow up on it. Yeah, that would have been a pretty bad play to follow up on.
Kind of split up. The Georgia College team's kind of split up. I mean, Aurelia's in the top side. There are people in the mid side, but they're all kind of grouped together as one.
Here. Yeah, we have 4 right here. If they
they're grouped as
try
5,
to step up, things will not go too well. John
trying to steal the
blue. Yeah, trying to steal it. Lulu getting hooked.
Oh, Lulu might be in trouble.
Bad decision.
Having
to ult herself. You know, oh, Alawi greeting actually, not flashing out. Not actually really going to be able to pick up
suppression. Oh, Nick's about to fall. Nick can't fall. Nick can't fall. The Jarvan's going to give everything he can.
Giving the Jarvan a positive trade, a 2 for 1. 3 for 1. Oh, man, a double kill on Nick, bringing Nick back into the game, and we are going to pick up the Rift, which I personally think he should go summon right now mid lane and take that mid tower. But
might go top and do the same thing,
yeah,
actually.
They may go top and just pressure it like that. Easily, yep, that was the decision they decided to go. Just as, you know, from the decision, they realized John could clear that mid lane and they could secure this top tower, ending that top lane, allowing Kyle to rotate more. John sitting in the mid lane, just going to, you know, kind of whittle down that tower, and that top tower falls just like that instantly.
And John's getting that pressure on the mid tower too. It was a good push by Georgia College. A very decisive decision though. At least they decided something.
No hesitation. We saw no hesitation, and we can see that this Rift is going to damage this tower too. Just a little bit, not too much. Jinx picking up the gold for that. Once again, they are counter jungling, and we can see the massive CS difference of 30 between the 2 junglers. Once again, another good Nunu ult. You know,
oh, no, the Nunu ults have been there.
The pressure, it's just the pressure, the zoning capabilities, forcing that Alawi to run away from the team instead of helping that Jarvan who's getting 2v1 by John and Nick. Nick actually knocking down the Jinx and being able to kill. He got a lucky crit, but, you know, still.
He still got the kill. I mean, it's going to help him out a lot. It's going to really bring him back in the game. I mean, the Jinx is definitely still ahead and still doing a little bit more damage right now, but Nick, that threat of a possible hyper carry Twitch, it's there right now.
It's there, and we can see that they're actually trying to steal our blue buff right now.
Let's see if John's going to let that happen. No, he's not going to have a choice.
Not really happy about that. We can see that they are closing in from the other side.
There's 2 of them there.
Not greeting for it, but, you know, he's still, you can tell he's not happy about that one. It's very annoying when you're a mid laner and you get your buff stolen.
You just want your blue, man. You just want your blue, bro.
Well, we can see Aurelia in the bot lane, and we have lane switch. They cannot let this Jinx just hit these towers like that. But I think what they've decided to do instead is just pressure down the mid lane. They have a lot more tower pressure, than this Jinx and the Thresh in the mid lane, and it is a positive trade to take a mid tower over the top tower. So we can see the amount of attack speed Twitch has. It's crazy, and they take a tower, but how much it's going to be worth it? A flash by the Malzahar too, big damage coming into the Jarvan. They end up deciding to back out. Still a 1v1 in the bot lane. Towers are even for the teams. Kyle having a lot more CS than the Alawi, 30 more. Our jungler having 30 more CS. Oh, wow. Actually, wait, that Jarvan really cleared that gap. Only 20 more. Jarvan actually, oh, this is not good. Malzahar falling to Nick again.
Lulu, man, the Malzahar, the Jarvan's in trouble here, too. Here comes Thresh, going to help him out. They're going to be able to get away, but just the Malzahar being so weak and having no flash there, out of position, I mean, it's just a bad spot for the Malzahar to be in.
They decide to back off right there, which is a smart play. Definitely a good decision to not continue that. They would have actually probably gotten collapsed on and lost that. You know, Anthony's still having his ult, and Nick having just used his ult, not having it. Malzahar doesn't have his ult, but Malzahar is down.
The real question is the Nunu ult up?
The Nunu ult is up.
That's the dangerous one, man.
It is the dangerous one. That is, it says a zoning ult, you know.
And he has flash up, so I'm really waiting him for this, you know, flash in there, use that ult. Most of
the time, they don't want to do that. It's pretty greedy to flash in the center of a team, but it's fun.
That's what I want to see from Anthony.
He really doesn't want to do that because he's not AP. He doesn't really have. Well, a fully charged one does do a lot of damage. A single flay from Thresh will stop any of that. You know,
well, it's simple. We just kill the Thresh.
It's simple. Except you just focus the Thresh and then you let everybody else.
I mean, who else is really doing damage besides the Jinx? I mean, come on. You can let the Malzahar do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, Alawi is just 0-3 down CS, down like 33 CS. So it's like not really much. The Malzahar is, you know, he caught up in CS a little bit actually, but he has a lot easier time CSing.
Zoe.
Might as well just throw that. Use Zoe, so there's really no reason not to. You'll get any summer you use right back. It's really kind of a nifty mechanic. Very nifty.
Zoe's definitely probably the most interesting character, almost probably since like Bard.
Bard was a very interesting character, but not really seen in the meta.
No, not really seen in the meta.
Aurelian
Soul's also another interesting one, I think. Maybe not mechanically as cool by Zoe, but as cool as Zoe.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
But Aurelian Soul's definitely an interesting champion.
We can see that this game is a little bit closer than the last one.
Oh, yeah, they definitely fixed some errors.
Both teams being pretty late game, but honestly, inevitably, I think that the Lulu Twitch is going to outscale.
I think Georgia College's lack of initiation hurts them a lot.
I agree. There's not much. Kyle has initiation, but not too much. But I think what's really going to carry them through this game.
It has to be the Twitch. The Twitch or the Zoe.
Yeah, Twitch just finished Runon, so you know.
Oh, that's a bit spike for him.
Yeah, that's a big spike.
They're gonna try to knock down this
Jarvan
dragon.
is, if he tries to go, there's no stealing from Anunu. If you can smite steal from Anunu, that's just a horrible play from Anunu. Kyle actually being in the bot side, going to get out rotated, running to the top side.
Are they just gonna give it up and try to take something mid?
No, I believe that they're just going to go to stop this push. If Alawi decides to stay, she could actually end up falling, so she's not going to. Just the fact that they no longer have vision gets the pressure out there, and we actually may lose a mid tower here.
Oh man, we might lose a Zoe here too. Zoe, the Jarvan all coming.
Oh,
the
beautiful
Jinx
Jinx ult. A misstep by John, overextending, ruining his KDA for the tournament. This is probably one of the worst games we've seen John play so far. Not doing bad, but still not what we typically see from
not his typical John stuff. I agree. He's still playing well.
Oh, we get to see Twitch do a ton of damage.
But Jinx is put out like Jinx. The Jinx
damage. It does not
damage.
matter. Twitch in the back line, way more damage. It does not matter. Jinx being just pushed out.
Whoa, Jinx is doing a lot of damage, dude. Whoa, just rockets. If she can stay alive and get back really in that fight. I mean, the carrier's okay. There we go. Kyle blowing her up. It's over now.
Dropped.
It's over.
Absolutely dropped. Kyle actually having a lot of damage himself, being able to slow.
Kyle's putting in the work here. He's trying to finish this one out. You can't kill him. The threat having the flash. He's flashing with him.
A little bit greedy of a play, but the Alawi is not going to be able to catch up. Alawi not being fast enough. A positive trade. And
Zoe's
John,
back.
this is not looking good.
Oh no, Alawi's dead. Trying to get the Nunu. Not even going to be able to get the Nunu.
Ace, but not
a long fight.
Yeah, it was a long fight. Positive in the end for Georgia College, but funny, just like the collection of stuff that happened.
No, but that worked out. I mean, let's kind of start there with the misstep.
This may be a questionable call, but I kind of like what I see. If they don't decide to greed for that red buff, they don't actually know where we are. Jinx Rocket coming in, doing a lot of damage. That Jinx Rocket, this is a bad call. This is a bad call, not enough. Aurelia maybe falling here? No, definitely not.
The J4 is going.
J4 wants it. That would have been a very greedy play. Taking a lot of damage, though, so, they were forced to.
We're going to give up the barrier control, though. They're going to be able to ward it all up. They're not going to be able to take it, but they're going to be able to ward it all up and own the area.
Yeah, they definitely own the area. It would be very greedy of them to try and take it. We have a huge mid lane pushing or huge bot lane pushing. If they decide to go Baron here, Kyle does have teleport. Alawi does not. Alawi pushing that wave, clearing out the wards on Baron, potentially trying to start here. Going in, Jarvan going in on John. Once again, John greeting. Very bad play by him. Falling in, this actually opens the door for them to get Baron. Now that we do not have to start it. This looks as it may be a free Baron, but still.
Nunu's coming. Here comes Anthony. Here comes the Nunu, dude. I'm here.
I see a hex flash. I see
the flash. Oh no, the Malzahar. He's reading it. It's not going to do any damage, though. It's just going to slow him down. He's going to get pulled in. Come on, Anthony. Come on, Anthony.
A lot of damage coming in from Twitch.
Oh no.
Twitch not really being able to do much. Yep, that's a Baron for them, putting them in the lead for the first time, and actually a very bad play.
All around, really. I mean, they started kind of bad. I mean, a little bit of a misstep by John. And then Anthony not being able to do enough once he gets inside of the pit.
It's a little bit of a clown fiesta this game.
USC Aiken's in a really good spot to win this game. I mean, they're not up by a ton. They're actually down in gold, but they're winning in map pressure. They're really out-rotating Georgia College. I mean, we're down in gold. Georgia College is down in gold. A 1K, though, so that's really nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing, but they do have Baron now, and that kind of brought him back into the game.
No, that was a big play, 100%. So underestimate the power of that play.
Yeah, it was pretty greedy of John to extend like that. You know, we're seeing sort of a subpar performance from him this game. Everyone else doing quite well, but
I mean, the thing is, Kyle's with the Decarius in the top lane with the Aurelia. He's popping off.
He's trying to carry.
But I don't know if his Aurelia is enough.
I don't know. It's just Aurelia just doesn't really have the pressure that she needs to be having. She's just sort of out of the meta. Very
we
strong
need the
champion,
Twitch to pop up. I mean,
Twitch is doing damage, having finished Runons now. There we go.
But really just not enough.
Yeah, I end up probably going to inevitably lose a couple towers here. You know, they're having some trouble ending up pushing our towers. Going to lose a top tower. Alawi just pushing and pushing and pushing.
I mean, Alawi there with the super Baron minions.
Yeah.
It's just gonna help him too much. I don't know.
Nick getting
pulled.
Oh no, Anthony.
Oh, there goes Noah having to ult himself. This is an ugly fight for Georgia College.
Ugly fight.
Using the Baron buff to their fullest right now. We're getting deleted.
Getting deleted. That actually may be a game-ending play right there if they push well enough. They have Baron, so they could very well end this game.
What are the death timers on the Georgia College side? We're looking at a 27 seconds.
Yeah,
Lulu's up and Zoe's up. I don't think we're gonna lose here, but that's a nasty push.
Not looking at. We're going to lose an inhib. We're going to lose 2 inhib towers.
Oh wow, Johnson did a lot of damage though.
Oh, that's not looking good.
And then the top lane as well with the Alawi.
The top inhib as well. So
now they should just rotate up top.
Yeah,
And that's exactly what they're gonna do.
Top, but John flashing in. Very greedy play, not actually collecting anything from that. Or getting a flashback. Not very. Ooh,
oh, this is a crazy play.
He messed up, and that could potentially.
All right, the Twitch is up. He should be able to clear the lanes.
Yeah.
Man, we're just really trying to force fights where I don't think we should be.
Fights right now. That we
and look at that lead. It just extended. It went from 1K to 7, just like that. The Baron play. Yeah. I mean, would that be a plus 6.5K gold right there on the Baron power play? That's crazy. They were able to go in and get 1, 2, 3 towers, 1 inhib. I mean, Georgia College still has a chance here, but that definitely hurts a lot.
5K increase in the gold differential. So I might add that is not looking good for Georgia College at this time. But we still have Twitch scaling later and later into the late game. Twitch once he finishes.
But Twitch isn't doing more damage than the Jinx. That's the thing.
But with his ult, he is. If he can get a good ult, he can. The thing is, his ult will give him more range than Jinx has. So if he gets good positioning on the Jinx, he could knock her out.
I just think that, I mean, USC Aiken is looking like it's all USC Aiken. I think it's just purely off of the champ select. I just think that the amount of CC that they brought is absurd, and GC really just didn't bring any almost.
Yeah, we nearly brought none. We have CC, but it's not the right type of CC.
No, it's not like it's not that Jarvan CC or that Malzahar CC or even the Thresh pull knockback or even the Jinx E. I think is probably equal to what we have on our side. We just really don't have
Zoe is strong
enough.
But I don't think she was the right pick against Malzahar. I don't think Zoe was the right pick against Malzahar.
I think an Orianna would have been a lot stronger here. I mean, or even they banned the Galileo away, but the Orianna just the utility from that would have helped out a lot.
They're camping that top wave, trying to catch someone in a little cheeky play.
Well, their Baron buff's down now, right?
Yeah, their Baron buff is now gone. They're not falling for that. They're wasting a lot of time on the top side, hoping that Nick overextends for some CS here, which it's not looking like he's going to do.
I mean, the top lane allows put some pressure there on Kyle. Kyle should be able to 1v1 it, but we got to protect our base.
At this point, we don't know because Alawi scales really hard into the late game. So, not really sure how this one's going to end up turning out for us. Their team fight is just so much better than ours. And
we got to find a way to split it up, but they can't because they know that they can just force the fight and win.
We were banking on being far enough ahead that our damage-based team comp would be able to sort of pressure them out, but at this point, we're just not there. We're not there, you know.
No, we're not.
We're just not at that. We're ahead in kills, but we are down 5 towers. We've had no map pressure in this game.
And we're down 2 dragons. They took the Baron. Like before this, you know, we've only given up 2 Barons the whole season.
So you know.
Before this game, I mean, they took one of that's 3 now. So
Lulu. See, bad play right there.
The block kind of saving Lulu there, but we're gonna lose the Zoe. The Nunu ult is going to come in, not even be close to enough. This is looking like a GG.
Yeah,
this is going to take us to our first game 3, though. Georgia College hasn't played a game 3 this split.
So just pretty cleanly.
What are we going to be able to do? Are we going to be able to bounce back?
I think we got out-comped very hard this game.
No, I do. I agree.
I think we got out-comped really hard. We made some bad decisions. Not nearly enough CC. I think, we needed a different jungler. Nunu not being that good of a jungler. I think a lot of CS, but what's your CS matter? He's had no pressure, no ganks the entire game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Jarvan might be down 58 CS, but the Jarvan had such a large role.
The pressure that he had, the team fight engaged that he had, he got.
He
also,
shut down John almost.
One thing I might say, Anthony is good at dodging skill shots, but when you're playing Nunu, you can't dodge a skill shot and let the Lulu get hooked.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You sit
Lulu
there
was taking a lot of hooks
you're
there.
You're Nunu. Like, congratulations, you dodged a skill shot, but then you get your support Lulu hooked.
Yeah.
What's worse, a full tank Nunu getting hooked or a squishy Lulu getting hooked?
And then having to use her ult on herself.
As a tank champion, you have to understand that, and you have to be willing to take those hits, even if it means that you may potentially die. That's your job as a tank. That's your job. You take it. You literally tank it.
Let's take a look at those in-game stats. You can kind of run us down what you see in these advanced details.
So in these advanced details, we can see that we put a lot of pressure onto Nick, and he just did not pull through with the damage. He's an AoE 80 carry, and he had less and less damage than Kyle, our just single target top laner, doing nearly the same amount of damage as him.
I mean, that's no knock to Kyle. Kyle played a phenomenal game, but that's not his role
that's a compliment
in this game.
To Kyle and sort of like a knock to Nick, because Nick had the Lulu. He just and the Nunu. He just didn't have, the peel to allow him to hyper carry like that. We sort of needed someone in the mid lane with like an AoE CC. Orianna would have been a phenomenal pick this game. Anytime anyone got on top of him, they could have just instantly Orianna ulted and knocked him off.
I agree. I believe almost every pick in that last game was questionable on the side of Georgia College, except for the Aurelia. I think that if Kyle has a chance to get on the Aurelia, it's his most comfortable champion. Let him have it. But every other pick, I think, was questionable.
This game. We just did not have the damage this game because our jungler did 5k damage, which is less by 2k than the enemy support. So, there was just not enough damage all around on the map, and our rotations were bad. There were no ganks. So it's not really one person's fault.
No. But I mean, what I saw from game 1, they can definitely bring that back. They're gonna ban the Sejuani again. They saw that Anthony struggles on non-Sejuani, so they're gonna take that away.
They're gonna take that away.
I mean, John, we kind of saw an uncharacteristic performance from him, so I expect John to back in this game 3.
He's coming back with a vengeance, in my opinion. Yeah. One thing I would say though, still that Lulu Noah, he's very aggressive on his Lulu, which is good. Mm-hmm. But not in a team fight stage. When laning, you be aggressive, but against a Thresh, you cannot be aggressive like that, because that Thresh is gonna go, oh, okay, hook you, and you're done. You're squishy, or you waste your ult on yourself, which is once again very bad.
Yeah, I mean that happened multiple times. I mean the Lulu was getting pulled, and then the Lulu was having to ult herself instead of having to ult the 80 carry or the Zoe. So we're gonna take a short break in between these two games.
And our starting time is 5:12 for the next game.
Starting 5:12. We'll probably put the champ select up there, let them picks and bans come through, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about what we see on that champ select. So we'll be right back. You're watching GC Lowell on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.